Well then, that was an absolute nightmare. Don't know what happened there. StreamYard issues. Said I was live. Really, but you put in the comments saying, "Come on," because it wasn't ready. I was ready. I had this set up all day. For some reason, it hasn't worked. The previous streams. We've had to set up a new one now. Never mind. Let's crack on. We've got a few minutes. Well, I haven't got a few minutes. We've got 1 minute. 1 minute until kick off. So, I had a nice little intro and everything ready before. Never mind. Let us know in the chat what you are saying. 3-1 Newcastle, says Stuart. Aaron in there as always. Big up Aaron. Got the West Ham fans in here as well. And Mabarki isn't happy with Eddie Howe's team selection. You can see running along the bottom of your screen there. The front three that he's referring to: Murphy, St. Maximin, and Wilson. So Isak is dropped tonight. Alexander Isak is on the bench. Obviously, this is because there's 3 games in 6 days. Played Man United on Sunday, just gone. West Ham tonight. And then Brentford away on Saturday. So, big week for Newcastle. And yeah, we've got a couple of changes in there as well. We've got Joe Hilton who comes back into the side. Joe Willock has been dropped to the bench. And those are the 2 main changes for Newcastle. And obviously, you're going to get rotation when we've got this many games in a week. I haven't heard that one yet. I've seen people talking about it, but I haven't heard that one yet. 4-1 Newcastle. Big prediction, that one. In my preview, I said it would be 2-0 Newcastle. I reckon 2 or 3-0 to Newcastle. Right, well, need this now. After that stressful experience trying to set that stream up. Warbia, shout out Anarchy Brew. We're sending out these ones. This is the class one where it was the cup final. Got Murphy giving it the wave on there. Lovely design. Let's have some of these tonight. Hopefully get another win. Showing you St. Maximin there just before kick-off. I want to see a good game from him. I don't want this inconsistency that we used to with Maxi, where against Man United he looked like a world beater. And tonight, probably won't touch the ball. That's what he's done in the past. But I'll back him. I'll back him tonight to get involved still. Chance for him to get on the score sheet tonight, really. I look at West Ham, right down there in the relegation battle. Finally, the 2 best buddies play up against each other today as well. The Brazilian brothers, Paqueta for West Ham and Bruno for Newcastle. Every time they've tried to go up against each other, one of them has been injured or suspension. So we'll look at the West Ham team now. Fabianski in goal, Kaya, Zuma, Egord and Emerson at the back. Paqueta, Rice and Souček as the midfield 3 with Jared Bowen, Antonio and Ben Rama up top. Decent side that for West Ham. When you look at that on paper, there's no way they should be anywhere near the relegation fight. Nowhere near. I'm just going to put out the new stream link on Instagram that as well. Since StreamYard fucked us over on the last one. So people were trying to join, it wouldn't show up. West Ham with the false kick off there, so they'll have to send it back. And we're underway now. At the London Stadium. The stadium at Newcastle have got a good record at. Not in StreamYard, eh? I'm happy with that team as well, to be fair. I think it makes sense resting them. I'd rather rest Isak tonight than Brentford. Brentford, you'd imagine, will be the harder game. So it makes sense resting him. Wilson's got an unbelievable record against West Ham. Fucking hell, it's off the post for West Ham. And Botman is cleared away. Rice is going to ping one over the bar, thankfully. West Ham, inside 40 seconds, nearly scored. Bruno Guimaraes defending there. Let's have a look at this one again. Right-hand side. Longstaff can't get anywhere near Jared Bowen. Gets all the way into the box. Plays it across. Bruno's sliding challenge to stop it falling to Paqueta. Hits off the post. And then Rice blazes one over the bar. It nearly ended up being a Bruno Guimaraes own goal inside the first minute. What an awful start that would have been. Thankfully, that one hit off the post. Now, Gordon isn't playing. There's the team there running along the bottom of your screen. Gordon is on the bench. Get the bench up for you now. Strong bench, to be fair. Good options off the bench. When you've got Willock, Anderson, Gordon and Isak. There's some options to bring on Freddie Howe. Lively start from West Ham, that one. Obviously, they have got a bit of confidence after the win at the weekend against Southampton. Newcastle just trying to slow things down. Bubbles still blowing in the air. Love a bubble West Ham, don't they? Let's smash them. Shout out Jimmy for the super chat. Good day, Matty. 2-0 Bruno and Wilson to do the Macarena. I would love to see Wilson do the Macarena. And I've got 2-0 on, so that would be double lovely. Tough battle, though. Hammers will be scraping for points here. How are the lads? Well said, Jimmy. Hope you're well, mate. Shout out Jimmy for donating the women's tickets as well. We'll be doing some giveaways on them in the next week. Next Sunday, 16th of April, the women's game at St. James's Park. Looking forward to that one. Hopefully there'll be a good turnout for the lasses. Is this a corner to West Ham, is it? It is indeed a corner in the 3rd minute for West Ham. Oh, they played a short one. Good block by Maxi. Murphy swinging a miss to get away, but gets it under control. Maxi gives it away. Oh, West Ham with a shot wide there, Bowen. I do agree with that one. Like, I would like to have seen Target brought. I think tonight would have been a good chance to bring back Matty Target into the fold, get his fitness levels up. Because as well as Byrne has been, even though he had a couple of rocky games, been good again. But he's got to be shattered, and we've got to, you want that preferred left back in there, someone who's comfortable in that position. And Byrne's been a bit sloppy in the opening few minutes here. He's got a good record against West Ham as well, Eddie Howe, when he lost 1 of 9 games he's played against them. Jacob Murphy. Looking for an option, gives it to Bruno. Trippier pings one across. Looking for St. Maximin. Corner to Newcastle. First chance for Newcastle. It's been all West Ham in the opening 5 minutes. We've got a chance to whip one in here. Thanks very much to Bradley for that super chat. Appreciate that, mate. So Newcastle get a goal on this minute now. Just celebrate even further. Trippier's going to wing it in from the right-hand side. Oh, Botman was at the back post, couldn't get to it. St. Maximin still got it on the right. Into the box. Dangerous point! Wilson! Get in! 1-0 Newcastle. Yes! First chance. And Wilson does it again. He absolutely loves playing against West Ham, and he's doing the Macarena. He is doing the Macarena, as Jimmy said. It was that against Antonio, was it? There must have been some crap in the podcast that I do together, maybe. But Wilson has headed home for Newcastle. 2 headers in the space of a couple of days for Callum Wilson. Brilliant work by St. Maximin on the right when the corner was cleared. Skips past Benrahma. Great ball in with his left foot. Wilson unmarked, 6-7 yards out, middle of the goal. Smashes the header past Fabianski. 1-0 Newcastle. Unbelievable stuff. Wilson against West Ham, man. I said it in the preview, would score That is 11 goals in 13 appearances for Callum Wilson against West Ham United. Let me just change that scoreline now to 1-0 Newcastle. What a start. And I say what a start. I mean, it was all West Ham and Wilson doing the Macarena. We'd love to see it. That's his best team to play against, Wilson, by far. 11 goals against West Ham. The most Premier League goals he scored against any other opposition. And like I say, West Ham did start strongly. Did look bright. Had the odd chance. But Newcastle took their first chance. Get in, man. West Ham coming up the other end now, though. Don't let them reply straight away. Ooh, Pope looked a bit uncomfortable there, trying to punch that away. Byrne comes back, tackles, and wins the throw. What are you saying about the goal? It was unreal work from Alan St. Maximin. Took his time with it, beat his man. And I liked that left-footed cross in on a plate for Wilson. Couldn't miss. 10 diamond, yeah. Shout at yourself, mate. Always see on DR as well. He loves hammers. He absolutely loves hammers, Callum Wilson. That'll be any blowing bubbles now, will there? The bubbles have burst early on at the London Stadium as Newcastle go up the other end. Murphy, the space on the left here for Maxi to keep switching flanks. Murphy and Alan St. Maximin, West Ham's fullbacks can't keep up with them. Juliet on the box, drills it across. Oh, cleared away by Rice. Maxi's looking for a cross, back post, headed away again by Declan Rice. Newcastle still have it, edge of the area. Still go on, Maxi, lad. Maxi's turning up again tonight, like. Dinks one in. Oh, just over Wilson, who was stretching for it. Newcastle still going forward here. Trippy on the right hand side. Oh, they've stopped referee, stop play for Antonio, who's on the deck. Matty booking my flights to Madrid, Munich, Paris, Amsterdam, and Milan. Get them booked, mate. Get your passports out. As everyone was saying on the fan cams, get your passports out. What was his challenge? Antonio, he's 7 foot, massive bloke, and he's hit the deck there, pretending to be hit off Fabian Shaw. It is a bit of a catch and elbow, actually. He does catch him a little bit, Shaw. Nothing too malicious, though. Just an accident, that one. That's a good point, that, like, because it still gets nervy in these Newcastle games, doesn't it, where we can't seem to kill the team off, the game off, unless it's right at the end. Forest was at the end. Man United was at the end. But I tell you what, it's nice to see Newcastle take an early chance. It took it to, 60th minute or whatever it was to score against Man United. It should have been 4-0 at half time. But this one, we scored with the first opportunity. And Howe's got it right again. He dropped Isak, rested him to the bench. Wilson comes in, Wilson scores. Julian on. Poor touch there, and Rice is there again for West Ham. Mr. West Ham, but for not much longer. Surely Rice is going to be away this summer. There won't be a shortage of teams that want to sign him. It's all Newcastle now. We've totally flattened West Ham with that goal, and we're looking for another one. Oh, it's brilliant work by Jacob Murphy to keep the ball, but the referees give it as a foul. Noisy. Oh, apologies for the coughing, everyone. Bit under the weather at the minute. Got the coldsies. Trippier. Gives it a long staff. Easy possession this for Newcastle at the minute. 12 minutes in. Shaw goes long. No way is Jordan onside here. Rounds the keeper. Puts it in. Is he on? He's offside. Thought he must have been. Seemed too easy, that, didn't it? Good composure by Julian on that, though, around the keeper. Slotted to him. Let's have a look at the replay. I thought the amount of space the Brazilian had, surely he was offside. Good run from the left-hand side, though. Ooh! Is 24 not playing him on there? It looks like his arms maybe just ahead of Zuma. But it's went to VAR. The check-in goal for Julian on VAR. Great replay they're showing with that there. Like, lovely freeze frame. Can't see fuck all on that one. Sorted out, Sky. It looked tighter than I thought at first, you know. If you look there, it looks like he was 24. Aguard. He looks on to me there, like. But then again, his shoulder just off. His feet are definitely on. Definitely on there. We look like maybe leaning. Obviously, going to look at the lean. All the West Ham players stopped Dojo and then rounded Fabianski. I think it's onside, you know. I think it's 2-0 Newcastle. It's green onside. Julian hasn't found out yet, but the VAR has shown a green line. 2-0 Newcastle gets on that. Joe Linton with the goal. Oh, that is why you play to the whistle. That is exactly why you play to the whistle. And Moise is crying in the rain. 2-0 Newcastle. Look, it was Emerson there. Joe Linton, all the time in the world. He took his time with it, round the keeper. West Ham were thinking it was going to be offside. Zuma just stopped. He's not really running. Fabianski's half-arsing it and then tries to clothesline him at the end. It was a lovely long through ball by Fabian Shaw. Splits the defence. Joe Linton rounds Fabianski. Left foot slides it home. Gets in, big J7. Look at Eddie Howe, massive credit to him. The two changes he's made tonight, bringing in Joe Linton, bringing in Wilson, have both scored within 14 minutes at the London Stadium. And the weekend erupts there as the VAR decision goes their way. Joe Linton drops to his knees. All the Geordies giving the West Ham fans shit there. Absolutely love to see it. What a start this is for Newcastle. I've got 2-0 on. It's too soon. I'm going to have to cash that 2-0 out. There's no way this is staying 2-0. Loads of time left. There we go. Confirmation 2-0 Newcastle. See you lot reacting to it in the chat as well. Newcastle going forward again. Murphy, Longstaff. Oh, corner Newcastle in for a cheeky back heel cross there, Sean Longstaff. Full of confidence. Thanks to Daft Shannon for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Newcastle have a corner here from the right. Trippier right hand side. Oh, Julian gets his head to it. But West Ham clear. Brilliant work from Murphy there to stop Antonio on the counter attack. St. Max with a sexy little flick to Bruno. Looking to switch play. The confidence in our play is just so good to watch, man. It's like a totally different side, this, isn't it? We are flying. Absolutely flying. Adam asking, do you think Moyes getting sacked? Nah, I don't think Moyes will get sacked because if you look who you would bring in with, 9 games to go, Moisey would probably be on the list for a lot of clubs because he comes in and saves clubs, doesn't he? That's how he first got the West Ham job, kept them up. So I think the West Ham owners will probably look at that and think he's proven in the relegation battle. I think he'll leave in the summer, though. I think they'll mutually consent to leave in the summer. They'll get someone new in because his time is up. I mean, he spent all this money and he's went from Europe to relegation battle. Although they are still in a European competition, aren't they? In the latter stages. But the league form, nowhere near good enough. I think they'll make the change. But who would you bring in now? Do you know what I mean? Unless you brought in a Rafa or something, who Leicester are linked with. Rafa Benitez, will we see him back in the Premier League soon? But you look and you're middle of April. There's not enough time really for a manager to stamp their authority on a team. Unless you're Frank Lampard, according to Todd Bowley. Crazy news that coming out of Chelsea today, that Frank Lampard is going to take over Chelsea until the end of the season. He's in advanced talks, but they've also held interviews with Luis Enrique, ex-Real Madrid boss, to take over in the summer. So I'm happy Bowley's in charge of Chelsea. Look, he's got loads of money and he'll spend, but he hasn't got a fucking clue what to do with it. St. Maximin, nice little pass to Joelinton in the box. Burn giving the overlap. Wins a corner. Corner it is to Newcastle again. "20 minutes in, I bet West Ham wish this game was over already. They are getting battered now. They're not having a good night of it." Antonio giving Wilson a bit of grief there. Trippier whips in the corner. Oh, headed away by who else but Declan Rice. I think Luis Enrique will come in. And you're right, he is that fit for Chelsea and he's got that pedigree, he's got the trophies. But for me, I don't really rate him that highly because he's done nothing outside of Barcelona and he had the best team ever at his disposal with Messi and Neymar and that up front. So he got sacked from the Spain job. But I think he'll come in Chelsea and he'll do a job for a year or two, then they'll just switch again. But I think you'll get your top four. You'll probably get you an FA Cup. Maybe take it to the semis of the Champions League, something like that. So you'll work for Chelsea. You'll work for Chelsea, especially for a couple of years at best, maybe. But with Chelsea, it's like, who do you get? Because they're not going to give time to a Pochettino or a Nagelsmann, are they? They would need time to build. But whoever takes over Chelsea, it's just got a massive job in their hands because they've got about 45 players to deal with. You've got to get rid of players. So the likes of Mason Mount are linked with leaving. So it's a huge challenge, for whoever takes over Chelsea. Potter at West Ham in the summer, that would make sense. To be fair, that's a great shout by James. Graham Potter at West Ham. That's the type of club he should have gone to. He took the step too soon. He skipped the level at going to Chelsea. I think if he had went to Brighton and then went to a West Ham or a Villa, and then maybe a Chelsea or a Spurs or something. Sean Longstaff on the break for Newcastle. Murphy's made the run. Keeps on going. Longstaff, he's got space to run into. Trippier crosses it in, looking for Maxi at the back. Headed away. Looking back at the Wilson goal here on 6 minutes, which gave us the 1-0 lead. Unreal work by Alan St. Maximin. Puts it on his left. The marking by West Ham is horrendous. And then the Joelinton goal. Everyone thinks it's offside. Joey's playing at the whistle. Rounds the keeper. Slotted home. Goes to VAR. 2-0. So bad, Jonathan at 20-1. But I put 2-0 Wilson on as well. So it's looking good, but it's going to be too soon for them, I reckon. in the other game in the Premier League as well that we need to keep an eye on. Obviously, our top 4 rivals, Man United at home to Brentford. That's currently goalless, 0-0 at Old Trafford. El Clasico on right now as well. Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 0. How many of our next 10 games will we win? There's a video on the channel with me and Rob. You can check that out where we go through all the remaining fixtures and go through what we think the score will be. I think I was very optimistic, but to be fair, it's working out all right at the minute. It's working out all right, that optimism. I said we'd win this one. Said we'd win Man U. I think the only game I said we wouldn't win with West Ham yet was I went for a surprise one against Brighton. I don't think we'll win that one. Is it that much of a surprise? I mean, Brighton are doing unbelievable this season as well. And maybe Arsenal, I think I said a draw. And maybe Chelsea was a draw. I think 7 out of the last 10 I'll win. Big shout. Spurs at home coming up, that's a huge game. Villa away, that's a tricky game. This Saturday, Brentford away, hard game. So I think it's definitely important we get all 3 points tonight. And we're on our way to do that. Only 23 minutes gone. 2-0 up. Oh, I thought I'd mute that one for you. You don't hear me coughing and talking. Bob thinks we'll win 7 out of the last 10 games. So I think that's the same as my confident prediction. West Ham seeing a bit more of the ball now. And Ben Rama with a bit of trickery on that left-hand side. Lucas Paqueta. He'll be wishing he had to join Newcastle if he had the chance, which he didn't. Oh, it's delightful, mate. Absolutely delightful. Warbia, Anarchy Brew. Can you not get an island, can you not? I thought they said shipped worldwide. I'm sure you were saying he shipped stuff to America and that. But we'll see what they say about that one. But get yourself to Newcastle. Loads of pubs in Newcastle now have Warbia on draft. The strawberry, most of them now. Loads of pubs in town now have Warbia on draft. But I like it out of the can. Especially this can. This can is delightful. You got St. James's Park on there. Murphy, Trippier taking a corner. This was the League Cup can. Longstaff there. Dan Burn dance. Unreal, that can. League Cup final, Newcastle v Man United. Shame they couldn't have brought out the fucking trophy can, innit? Shame they couldn't have brought out another can. Bring out the top 4 can. Bring out the top 4 can. Oh, I'll get on to that. A couple of the questions that he's sending in a minute. Is West Ham have a free kick from the left-hand side? They've got everybody forward for it. They've put it in really deep. Nick Pope comes out, gets it well held by Popey Pope. So what was the views on Paqueta? No, I would still take Paqueta because he's getting played out of position at West Ham. Moisey doesn't know what he's doing. If you watch where he plays for Brazil, he plays way further forward. He played way further forward for Lyon. Or Bruno's give away a free kick in a dangerous area for West Ham. They're going to have a set piece inside the D. And that's going to be close range for Bowen, Ben Rama and Rice to have a go at. But it looks as if we're dodged the bullet right now because he's obviously had a mediocre season and a poor West Ham side. But I think Paqueta's still a good player. I think he'll come good. Look at Jolinton, and he was getting played out of position, a bit more further forward. But I think there's a player in Paqueta, and I would still take him. Like, but for the price tag as well, just for the reason we didn't sign him, it's not really a priority. It's not where we want. If you're going to be paying 50 million, you want to be putting 50 million towards. Well, look, I'd rather have Isaac. I'd rather go for Madison. We'll get into that in a minute. But we'll get on to the free kick now for West Ham. Dangerous area, right on half time. This will be a good time for them to score, so hopefully it's not the crack. Paqueta is over this free kick, so is Emerson, the ex-Chelsea fullback. It's going to be Paqueta in it. I've just been bigging him up, so I hope he fucking puts it out of the ball. But Ben Rama is looking like a big run-up. It is Paqueta. Oh, it's saved by Nick Pope. Lucas Paqueta looking for the bottom right corner. Pope stretches, and it's a good save from the England international, and it goes out for a corner. Got a good bit of pace on the shot there from Paqueta. Corner in from West Ham, looking for Zuma. Over him. Oh, and a fresh air kick from Ben Rama on the edge of the box. It's a good spell this for West Ham though. Ben Rama trying to bit of tricky around Longstaff. Loses the ball. Alan St. Maximin. Can we get a bit of a counter going now? Some great pace by Wilson. Is that a free kick? Not given. Declan Rice bombing forward in the box. Plays it Antonio. What a last ditch sliding challenge that is by Sven Botman. Unbelievable challenge that. Look at that for a sliding tackle where it looked like Antonio was just about to shoot. It's a great run by Declan Rice. Powering through that midfield. And that's fucking amazing by Sam Botman. What a challenge that is. Wow. That's why he should be in team this season. Corner to West Ham. Pope, good hands. And that's what Pope should do. Just sit on the deck, just kill the game a little bit as West Ham have had a good spell there. Man United have broke the deadlock 1-0 against Brentford. 28 minutes in, Marcus Rashford has scored for them. So that means we're still level on points. 53 points for us, 53 points for Man United. But our goal difference far superior. Nearly an extra 20 goals. Plus 24 for the Toon, plus 5 for Man United. Newcastle trying to play it out from the back, and Pope miskicks it and gives away a throw-in. West Ham won a penalty. Antonio went down. Bruno can switch it to Kieran Trippier. Murphy's made a run. Trippier looks to find him. It's ended up falling to Wilson in the box. Can he take it around the keeper? He does. Oh, Fabianski just gets a finger to it as Wilson nearly rounded the keeper there. Oh, Wilson looks sharp, like. Oh, I haven't said that in a while. Look, knackered a couple of weeks back. I think that Dubai break done Wilson the world of good. He's coming back fresh. Let's have a look at this penalty appeal here for West Ham. Never in a million years. Botman's at the back of him. You know, the wrestling a bit, but you see that all the time. And Antonio has hit the ground far too easily again, especially for his size. Taking an easy tumble there. Clutching at straws, West Ham. Come back to this question at half time, Jonathan. Ask it again at half time. It could be a long one. There's a break and play, yeah, to be fair. Are they doing the Nah, Pope's down. Eddie, how are you using this time to have a will of the team? Shouting at them, going at them, Eddie. How you think they were getting beat? Oh, just seeing that Wilson chance again. There was a nice ball by Trippier that was intended, and then Aguad put it in the path of Wilson. I think Wilson should have just got a shot away there, you know. I think he should have just had the shot, Callum Wilson, instead of trying to take around the keeper. West Ham fan. All right, guys, congratulations. Well done. We're going down. It's not looking too good for you, like. It's not looking too good for them. Dubravka's warming up here. That may not be looking too good for Nick Pope. Oh, no, he's back up. Pope is back on his feet. I'd be interested. That'll be massive. That if West Ham go down, that squad. You can never say a squad's too good to go down. After I look at Newcastle, when we went down with Owen, Viduka, Damien Duff, Martins, Joey Barton, and that Nolan. But that would be huge if West Ham went down. In the relegation battle this year is mental. There's that many teams in the mix that could go down. Wilson does brilliant there, hold up the ball, gives it to Joelinton. Space here found. St. Maximin takes a heavy touch though, and cleared for a throw in. Joelinton. Free kick to West Ham. I know a bit of shithouse mags. Shithouse mags at it again there with Pope goes down. Howard gives the team talk. Genius. That could definitely happen in Ali, couldn't it? Unless Leicester get, well, I say unless Leicester get Rafa. But we got Rafa and we still went down. It's late in the day to be changing manager, like. Relegation battle's that tight. Have a look at the table, actually. Even though Bournemouth keep getting the odd result, I'd still fancy Bournemouth to go down. I think Southampton are gone. Something that tells me that Forest may go down. Forest are 17th now, goal difference. Their owner came out and said he wasn't going to sack Steve Cooper. Everton, I think, with Dice should stay up, but again, they've got no firepower. Wolves, Leeds, I think it could be Forest. Or it could easily stay the way it is with Leicester in the bottom three. It'll go down to the old survival Sunday, though, I reckon. Exactly. It's nice to not be embroiled in a relegation battle. We're actually looking at top four instead of bottom three for a change. Unbelievable. Right hand side here, Kieran Trippier. Looks to give it back to Jacob Murphy. Comes on the end of it, swings one in. Finds St. Maximin. A bit too much on that ball, though. Oh, lovely work by on St. Maximin again. Oh, heavy touch by Trippier, but Murphy gets it. Patient build-up by Newcastle. Oh, look at that for a Maradona by Bruno. Murphy with a chance to cross it in right-hand side. Poor cross by Jacob Murphy. Out for a goal kick. Waste of a good build-up play that by Newcastle. Less than 10 minutes till half time. Oh, Joelinton gives it away. Bruno gives that away to Trippier. Space for him to run into. Wilson's in the box. Maxi's arriving late. That's too much. Way too much power on that cross by Kieran Trippier. Out for a goal kick. Did I take a deflection, actually? Is that a corner? It is. It is a corner. Took a deflection off the first man. Trippier runs across to take the corner from the right-hand side. Cleared at the front post. Antonio looking to break for West Ham. Just waiting for him to hit the deck, really. Waiting for another dive. He stays on his feet this time. He's in the box. Plays it to Bowen. Oh, cleared by Botman. All right, lads. Let's take this 2-0 in half time. Careful, Jolinton. He's over Bowen. Burn tackles. Corner, West Ham. Bowen whips it in left-hand side. Zuma! Newcastle are appealing it. Newcastle defenders are going off it for some reason. But Kurt Zuma, that fucking disgraceful bastard, now he shouldn't even be allowed to play football again, him. But Zuma has made it 2-1. I need to see that back. That was too easy, that. Left-hand side. Boy, he gets away from Botman well too easily. What the fuck is Nick Pope doing there? Oh, Nick Pope was at an absolute stinker. Botman's been poor on marking Zuma, but Pope's got to come out and get that. He doesn't command the area at all there. He doesn't get anywhere near it. And it's just a terrible attempt at punching it away. That is shite from Nick Pope. I said just hang on another 5 minutes before half time. Take that 2-0, cushion it in half time. And we haven't been able to do it. 2-1. It was all going too well. Oh, well, there's a 2-0 and 3-0 predictions out the window, isn't it? Cheers, Bobby. Kurt Zuma as well, the last person you want to see scoring. Well, no bastard he is. Aaron Pope, what are you doing? Not good from Pope. Yeah, it's looked a bit shaky, like. He just, 5-10 minutes ago, he put one out for, they're fucking blowing the bubbles. He's getting beat. You couldn't stop blowing the bubbles. He was, he put the ball out for a throw in earlier on. Oh, he hasn't looked up to scratch, has he? That's good from Bain. And it's luckily bounced our way to Callum Wilson. Can anyone give him a hand? He needs support. Yeah, Declan Rice. Very good from Rice again. He's class, like, isn't he, Declan Rice? But there was no support there for Callum Wilson. He has Bowen. Good challenge, that. Newcastle will look to get forward, but there's still plenty of West Ham defenders back. That's late on Murphy, surely. That's a foul. That's a card. Yep, yellow card. Is that Paqueta? No, it's Emerson in the book. So have a look at the replay, but even if he gets the ball, there's way too much force behind it. He comes flying into the back of Jacob Murphy. That's dangerous, that. He actually does get the ball, Like I said, he's going at 100 miles an hour. The feet's off the ground, and the Clippers are going. The yellow card's fair, to be honest. Like, free kick Newcastle just above the halfway line. 2.5 minutes until half time. Ball up, Burns there. Oh, bit of pinball action. Jordan's going to fire it from range, well wide. Oh, we need a bit of half time. We need a bit of half time action. Just settle it down. West Ham, bit of momentum. Oh, Liverpool Arsenal on Sunday. What a game that'll be. West Ham still pushing. Newcastle cleared it up to Zuma. One minute and half time. Paqueta goes down. A foul off Jordan, and the referee gives a free kick. Only lads, we need to hold this lead. We need to take this into half time. This would be a devastating if West Ham scored here. Bowen dragged his shot wide. 3 minutes added on. Five shots each for Newcastle and West Ham. 2 shots each on target. Newcastle with 54% possession. He thinks it should have been a red card for that foul before. It was dangerous. Oh, Ben. Getting that one away. Oh, it's going to be a long 2 minutes. This, like, that's brilliant by Joelinton, though. Gives it to Bruno. Come on, lad, let's break. Maxi on the left. 2-on-2 here. Vic can find Wilson. West Ham with bodies flying back. Bruno's making a run at the box as well. Maxi can't find him. Great pass into Murphy, though, in the box. Tees back to Trippier. Crosses it in. Maxi's free back post. Oh, he sends it across the goal mouth and nobody's there to tap it home. Alan St. Maximin, very unselfishly, went to pass it. I thought he was just going to hit that on the volley. He probably should have took it himself. But he squared it, and there was no one there. Wilson and that were ahead of the ball, so there was no one there to tap it to him. Oh, nice move again by Newcastle. That's a good chance, that, like, really good chance to make it 3-1. Do it on smart play there. Souček pulls him down. And that should buy time with 50 seconds to go. Let's have a look at this replay. I see if it could have been another goal for Newcastle. I don't see it, Maximin. Oh, he just gets it wrong, to be fair, doesn't he? Because Bruno is there. And then it goes between Bruno and Wilson. He's obviously looking for Bruno. There's just a bit too in front of him. Good work again, though. There is still a chance for Newcastle to increase the lead. 20 seconds left. Free kick. Quickly played right-hand side. Short and cross it in. Knee one there. Too much bend on it. Too quick, that. Good, quick thinking by Trippier, but then Shaw probably should have took his time for everyone else to make the runs. And he's just put too much on it. There's half time. It's half time at the London Stadium. West Ham United 1, Newcastle United 2. Flying start from Newcastle. 2-0 up inside, what was it, 15 minutes? Goals from Wilson and Joelinton. West Ham pulled one back through Zuma. And I think there'll still be goals in the second half, like, to be honest with you. The way the two teams, especially West Ham, are open at the back. West Ham having some joy as well, going forward. Pope's looked a bit shaky, so I don't think that'll be the goals for the rest of the night. Literally. And there's no, like, in between us with Maxi there. He's either passing it too much or shooting too much, you know what I mean? But he's been classed this first half, I think. I think he's been classed again. Get some questions in the chat for half time. Go back with this one that Jonathan had before. Who would you sign in this transfer window? Main one for me would be James Maddison. And then it depends what else happens in terms of does Alan St. Maximin leave, or, you know, I would look at maybe bringing in. I'd be maybe bring in Maddison, maybe bring in another left back. Would you give left back competition for targets? A centre back if Lascelles leaves, or do you get another centre back as Shaw's agent, even though he's had an unbelievable season? Do you look at bringing in, and people aren't the biggest fan of it, but like a McTominay, someone who can do the dirty work in midfield, allow Bruno to get further forward? Ideally, you'd rather go for like an Alvarez from Ajax. So I'd go Maddison, Alvarez. Diaby would be a dream, but I don't think we'll get him as well. Maybe Matoma from Brighton, but they'll want big money for him. And then you have to look at striker as well now, because we do only have two strikers, and one of them's Callum Wilson, who, as we all know, is injury prone. So do you go in for a young striker from abroad, maybe give him a chance, like Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica? Or do you bring in João Pedro, maybe, again, who can play on the flank and up front? Or do you just get someone experienced in? I mean, for me, ideally, I mean, one of the best options for me, you've asked us who I would sign. I would love to sign Ivan Toney, bring him back to Newcastle, proven goal scorer. But with Toney, it would be hard, because unless you're going to play Isak to the side of him, Toney's going to want to start, Isak's going to want to start. So it's like, where do you find that balance? And obviously, it'd be a lot of money. It would be a lot of money. What about bringing in James Ward-Prowse? I'd be all over that. I would love to see Ward-Prowse go in. I've been signing Ward-Prowse on FIFA for years. I think he's class, and he needs a change. If Southampton go down regardless, he needs a change. He's got to move. He'll probably go to Spurs. He would suit Spurs, but he'd definitely suit us. There'd be a argument over set pieces every time, right? Wouldn't there? I mean, James Ward-Prowse or Trippier? It would be hard to choose who's going to take corners and free kicks. But Ward-Prowse from you see Trippier as well, but Ward-Prowse from free kicks, they're like penalties for him every time he takes one, it goes in. So Ward-Prowse, I would love to get him. Very good shout. Ward-Prowse in midfield, definitely better than McTominay, McLongstaff. Don't need no Scott McLongstaff. Do you know what I mean? I don't know with the Longstaff and McTominay thing. Like, I said it the thing, like McTominay, I kind of want him with, but then at the same time, like I said before, I just didn't see what he brings enough. Howe could definitely get the best out of him, but I just struggle to see exactly what McTominay would bring. Do you know what I mean? What he could probably even bring good balance, allow Bruno to go further forward, but he's not that good, is he? I think if we get Champions League now, higher up the list, higher up the list. Do you know what I mean? Higher up the list, I would say. James Madison, a defensive centre midfielder, and a centre back for me. Yeah. Adamsey is not Pedro. I was totally against João Pedro and we're linked with them last summer. I wouldn't want Pedro, to be honest with you, even though he is apparently highly rated, but I don't see much from him. Like, I'm not lost about João Pedro, but with playing European football, bit of strength and depth, you could get him, couldn't you? Because he could play Thursday night away to bloody CSKA Moscow. You know, you could play him in that. But I don't know. João Pedro. We only need at least 5 or 6 players for next season, especially for European football. We definitely will. Like, they'll be really excited for the transfer window more than ever this year, to be honest. Because if we do get European football, which obviously looks increasingly likely now, then we will need to still ship a couple of players out. But a lot of players' contracts are expiring. I think we'll eventually see the likes of Richie, Fraser, and that leave. So we will need, I would say, minimum 5 players. Minimum 5 players in the summer. I would love Victor Osimhen as well, but I think that's... Well, if we get Champions League, it's not really too ambitious, is it? But with Napoli, he's been amazing. I think he should get a change from Serie A. I think he should come to the Prem. But obviously, Man United are sniffing around him. Spurs, if Kane left, Chelsea need a striker. To be honest with you, all that money they've spent, they still need a striker. So I would love Victor Osimhen as well. Might be too much of a long shot, though. I think everybody wants him in European football. But hey, put your hat in the mix. Look, we've got the money now. If we get European football, get Champions League, then get amongst it. Terrible performance here, Simon. Very lucky to be ahead. I don't think it's been terrible. Especially the opening 15 minutes were very good. Just 2-0 up. I think we deserved that. Took our chances. Wilson could have made it 3-0. We defended well until the last 5-10 minutes of the half, where we just seemed to fall to pieces a bit. Botman lost his man. Probes looked shaky. I think we still played really well. I think Trippier's had a very good game. Alan St. Maximin's had a very good game. Joelinton for the most part. Wilson's looked a bit bright, so I think it's been decent, to be fair. Blake Andrews says we did allow West Ham to get back in the game. I think we're kind of that 2-0. And the 2-0 probably came a bit too soon. Being 2-0 away from home in 13 minutes, you kind of let West Ham see a bit more of the ball, get involved a bit more, create some chances. Yeah, Thuram's a good shout. Get Thuram midfield. How about that? But both the Thurams, Marcus Thuram and the other Thuram, all of the Thurams, just watching what Pope doing there for the Zuma goal, man. Antonio does a slight block, but it's not enough. You see that happen week in, week out. He's got to get around him. Got to move quicker, Pope. But Botman's also at blame. The man Martin's not good enough. I think we should have someone on the line as well. Murphy's on the other side. That was a poor goal to concede. Wilson should have made it 3. Should have been 3-0. Isak and Gordon on. I'd be in favour of that. Like I think Murphy's the odd final pass from Murphy hasn't quite been up to scratch. So you could give Gordon a chance. Give Gordon an opportunity to impress. I think I'd leave Isak a little bit because I think Wilson still looked quick. Do you know what I mean? Good day, Damien. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, mate. Hope you're well. Let's have a look what else she's saying. Same to you, Geordie. I mean, that would be one of the best front threes in the league, wouldn't it, on its day? But defenders would absolutely shit themselves if that was the front three. The pace would be off the charts. It'd be scary. I'd quite like to see that. Like, I mean, we've seen the impact Elliot Anderson made in the last away game, Nottingham Forest, when he came off the bench, scored, should have stood. That should have been a goal that was allowed. So I would maintain Elliot Anderson come on. Another one unhappy with the performance there, Magic. Let us know what you think of the performance, because for me, I think it's been fairly decent. But there's a couple of years now I've said that the performance has been crap. But well, that would be the absolute dream, like, but that's never going to happen. Never going to happen, unfortunately, because United's going to cost 150 million, 120 to 150 million, and I don't think they'll go to Liverpool anymore. He was destined to go to Liverpool. He wanted to go to Liverpool, but Liverpool's fall off, and Liverpool, it doesn't look like they're going to get Champions League, does it? So Bellingham to Man City is probably going to happen. Even Real Madrid, Real Madrid want Bellingham. So you've got the biggest and best clubs who are already there, already ahead of Newcastle in terms of trophies and being used to European football and that. So Bellingham is one of the best players in the world. So if we could get him, absolutely. But I would say it was unlikely. João Pedro at the Bernabeu on a Tuesday night. Easy stuff. Burn looks tired. Burn does look tired. I tell you what, let's bring Matty Target on. We haven't seen Matty G Shaw in a while. Let's bring Matty Target on the pitch, eh? Get Matty Target's fitness up. Get him on. Because Burn has looked tired. And Dean saying Longy being off the pace a bit as well. I think he has. Longstaff looks tired. Depending on how fit Willock is, could you bring Willock on for Longstaff or Anderson if you want to play him in midfield? Let's have a look at the bench, actually. We'll get the bench up for you. Let me know if any substitutions you would make out of those available. The Newcastle bench is Dubravka, Manquillo, Jamal Lascelles, Target, Ritchie, Willock, Anderson, Anthony Gordon, and Alexander Isak. So there's options there for Eddie Howe, especially going forward. Not that much in midfield. Not that much in midfield, though. Loads of comments flying in now. Hamza Chowdhury. God, how far we came. Hamza Chowdhury. Get Target on as well. Should have been a red card. How afraid of changing the back four. Bain looks off. Aye, I think we should see Target come back. I thought this would have been a good game to get Target's fitness up, levels up. Like a lot of you saying that as well about Dan Burn and Target. Oh, absolutely. I think Declan Rice has been brilliant tonight as well. He's been class, power and runs, getting involved, getting stuck in. He's unreal, Declan Rice. Like, I would love him, but again, he's destined for Chelsea or Man United as well, isn't he? So loads of teams after Declan Rice. I definitely do think some of the players look tired, and we're only the second game of 3 in 6 days now. So go and fucking help on Saturday against Brentford. He's made a couple of changes tonight as well, but a couple of changes more going to have to happen because Brentford on Saturday is a very tough game. So it's really important that we hang on to these 3 points tonight, like, because Brentford is a much harder game. You would have thought with the way they're playing, where they are in the league. So be interesting to see what team goes out on Saturday, but I think you should start making changes now in preparation for that. I'd bring on Target at half time. I'd maybe bring on Anderson, take Longstaff off, and then maybe bring on Gordon for Murphy, and then look to bring Isak on as well around 60 minutes. Too many loose passes tonight. Alfie thinks we've played good, but can't switch off. Agree. Been all right. Have to kill the game off. John says Gordon for Murphy, I think. I think we've been well decent. I don't have too much time and space towards the end of the half. Oh, showing a bit of the Masters there. Lovely stuff. Buzzing for the Masters start tomorrow. Golf's first major of the year. Lovely stuff. Gordon would be good right now as he's a pressing machine. Target for Bain, Wilson for Isak for Wilson, I guess he means that. Madison for me. I'd rather have Madison. I'd go for Madison over Rice. Just because I prefer that excitement of Rice, that creativity of Rice. Madison, sorry. Prefer that creativity of Madison, the goal threat of Madison. But Rice is a brilliant midfielder, and he would suit us now if you could have just Rice sitting there, Rice Jolinton, and allow Bruno Guimaraes to play further up the pitch. That would be ideal. A little bit of golf, and it is getting old. Do you know what I mean? Getting old, getting involved in golf and that. Too unfit to play football now. You know what I mean? Too many of them. So let's just play the golf, right? Pissing down in London as we wait for the players to come out in the second half. West Ham coming out the tunnel now. Tielemans, I'd take Tielemans as well. I don't rate how Tielemans is completely just down tools like for Leicester. He hasn't performed at all year because he knows that he's leaving because his contract's up, doesn't want to put his body on the line for his team that are, in a relegation scrap. So that's poor character. But I would say that I would take Tielemans on a free as well. Be big wages but I would definitely take him. But he seems to be linked with Arsenal forever, doesn't he? Eddie Howe, Tyndall, and the boys are out here for the second half. Willock's warming up. Doesn't look like he's ready to come on yet, though. It doesn't look like there's been any changes, actually. Newcastle. Unchanged from both sides. Come on, let's start the second half. We're started the first. We're back on our way at the London Stadium. We have started just as well as we started the first half. We've started the second half just as well. It took less than 20 odd seconds for Newcastle to get back their 2-goal advantage. It's 3-1 now. It's Callum Wilson yet again. Oh my days, I missed it. I can't believe how quick that happened. Goodness me. It is 3-1 Newcastle. I literally just said, let's start the second half as well as started the first. And we have. Look at the keeper had it, so I wasn't watching. The keeper was just throwing it out. And they've had an absolute nightmare, West Ham. Murphy so unselfishly squares it to Wilson and he taps it into an empty net. Fabianski rules it out. Edouard has a nightmare, gives it away. Murphy snaps it up, slides it into Wilson. That is one of the most comical goals you will ever see. Look at how shocking that is from West Ham. And amazing for us. Murphy snatches the heels of Edouard, squares it to Wilson, who taps home from a few yards out. And it's 3-1. And hopefully that should be another 3 points. And I'm telling you what, I bet you Callum Wilson wishes he could play West Ham every week. He'd be top goal scorer, Premier League history, if he could play West Ham every game of the week. He absolutely loves it against them. What's that now? 12 goals in 13 appearances for Callum Wilson against West Ham. Mental. What a start. What a start the second half. Flying. 25 seconds in. 25 seconds in. What I can't believe it. What a start again. What a start again. And Leslie is right. 12 against them now. Get in, man. That's big, because West Ham would have looked to come out of the blocks, get the crowd behind them. And we've limited that. We've put it in. Newcastle keep it like this for the next 10, 15 minutes. Happy days. Wilson is indeed on for a hat-trick now. They were right. We've seen some West Ham fans in the chat saying, I'm going to be gutted when he leaves. And he scored the other day. They were saying he was the next best thing. One of the best left-backs in the league. Can't even touch the ball. Can't even pass the ball. So that's a disastrous calamities goal from West Ham. Absolute calamity. Botman's down now. Bruno's complaining to the ref. Let's have a look at this replay. It's Emerson. He's already been booked as well, Emerson. So could Emerson be getting a second yellow card? Yeah. Botman's down. Surely VAR will take a look at it. I think that's what Bruno Guimaraes was doing, reminding the referee that he was already booked. Let's have a look at this one. Couldn't we see from that angle? Here we go. Class tangle of legs from Emerson. He is a bit late. Does get the ball first. It's one of them ones where the referee probably gives him a yellow if he hasn't already been on a yellow, but because he knows it, he might have got away with that one there. And what he has, because the referee hasn't dished out a second yellow. And we're hearing nothing from VAR. Well, I think Eddie definitely did give him a good talk now, because they came flying out the blocks again there. Good pressing. Brilliant by Murphy, to be fair. Nice and unselfish from him. He could have easily tried to take a shot and score himself, but he slid in Wilson, who could not miss. Kieran there with a good old-fashioned woo. Like it. Just don't let West Ham back in the game. We've got to just keep it sweet now. 10 minutes. Get to 60 minutes. 3-1. I reckon we've won the game. Andrew thinks that should have been a red for Emerson there. Well late. Oh, I love seeing Moisey's face all, grumpy old man. Whinging. Angry. The ex-Mackham boss. Moisey. That's the thing I thought of against Man United, even though I know Wilson was on the bench, but I think putting that in the same bracket that we could bring on Wilson, we brought on Julian and we brought on Anthony Gordon. It was actually nice to have a bit of strength and depth. I was saying before on the original stream, that didn't work, that when I first set this up, we hadn't done a live watch along since the Arsenal away game, 0-0, when one was that back in January. And I had Chris Wood on the lineup at the bottom of the screen. So it shows how far we've came there. No more Woody, thank God for that. Now we've got the likes of Gordon and Isak there. It's a big change. Bruno, just get rid of this, lads. We're passing it about at the back here, a bit too confident. Popey Pope. Kick just kept in by Longstaff. Can't quite break there. People, I think there should have been a red card there for Emerson as well. Or at least a second yellow. Like I said, I bet you the referee gives a yellow if he wasn't already on a yellow. Why his face needs lying? So did I. I actually forgot. I forgot about Almiron until I seen him on Match of the Day 2, celebrating in the box at St James's. Obviously, Almiron's still out for a good few more weeks. But the way Murphy's playing, Gordon on the bench, the way Alan St. Maximin's playing, who's now running forward, we don't need him. We haven't needed him. But let's not forget what McGee done this season. He is our top goal scorer still. Who's this? Rolling about the deck for West Ham after a Joelinton challenge. Yellow card for Joelinton. Is that Paqueta he's wiped out there? Yeah, let's have a look at it. Ooh, that's a bit late from Joelinton. I think he's fortunate that it's a bit more of a side foot. He kind of eases away from the studs, so his boot goes in at that angle rather than straight up. But it's late and dangerous from Joelinton, who picks up his 11th yellow card of the season. Get on. While there's that little break and play, I'm going to grab a refreshment, people. So I'm going to get a new beer. I'll be back in a minute. We're back in. And Newcastle are back on the attack. 53 minutes in. Still 3-1. Maxi with a cross in. Oh, I nearly timed it lovely. Come back there. And they can Wobia. Lovely. Get an ace bucket. Good idea. Get that in for the next game. Brentford on Saturday. Might do watch along for that one. This is alright for Newcastle, so just keep things as it is. Don't let West Ham get into a stride. Don't let them start attacking, having chances, getting the crowd geared up, putting us under pressure. We can just kill the game off. Take a ball in game now. Look at we're 3-1 up. It's nice to see a couple of goals again. All them games went 0-0s and 1-1s. And it's even better to see the likes of Alexander Ease out there on the sidelines warming up. Matty Target warming up as well. I'd definitely bring Target on, like. This is a great chance to give Target good half an hour and then start him on Saturday. Well, what the hell is that from? Is that Botman? Poor pass for Trickett as well to bring it back up. Wilson, really good hold-up play by him. Longstaff with a fantastic fizzing pass. There's Maxi on the wing. Julian squares it back to Maxi. Give it to Murphy. Check it, Murphy. Oh, saved by Fabianski. Julian with a rebound corner, Newcastle. It should have been 4. It should have definitely been game over. Murphy, man. He just can't score, can he? He's been amazing the last few weeks. We love Jacob Murphy, but he just can't find the back of the net ever. He always hits the ball, hits the post, and that one on his left foot, he's got to score. It's fantastic work by Julian, Alan St. Maximin, and Murphy. Maxi, unselfish, gives it back to Murphy when he quite easily could have tried to shoot himself. Murphy on his left foot. It's a good effort. At least he tests Fabianski, but he's got to put it further in the corner, Jacob Murphy. He doesn't get enough power on it or bend. Trip you over the corner. Oh, Botman just off his head. Maxi, body back in. Oh, headed away. Oh, Murphy. I would have loved to see Murphy get a goal. He so deserves it for his efforts the last few weeks. Murphy Wilson's going for a lob from about 50 yards out. Doesn't get anywhere near it. Oh. Oh, it's class play by Newcastle now. Longstaff with the fizzing direct ball across the pitch there. Final St. Maximin. He takes the touch, knocks it to Jordan, and Jordan undid the hard work. Played it back down St. Maximin. Mayfield was in the perfect spot. And he just didn't get enough on his effort with the left foot. Mayfield, man. Race with the cross, yeah. And Pope pushed it over the ball, but did that not already go out of play? Yep. Quite clearly already went out of play. Please don't say they give a corner. Does he give a corner? Does Sky want to zoom out so we can see what's happening? No, he hasn't. Thank fuck for that. Goal kick. I thought they'd give a corner there when you could see the ball went out of play first before Pope pushed it over. Poor Murphy. That was close. It was a good save, but I like Jimmy says it's too close to the keeper. He's got to be hitting the back of the net from there. Like Murphy deserves a goal as well. Good shout, aye. Fabianski's made up for conceding early, hasn't he? Danny Ings on the sidelines for West Ham there. Not a bad striker to bring off the bench, that, like Danny Ings. Through in for West Ham. Maxi again, space on the left-hand side. Zuma sitting off him, pressing at the box, gets in the box. This time he shoots! I think Fabianski's got a hand to that, has he? Fabianski with another save. St. Maximin with the step overs. Then this time he does go for goal into the passing. Oh, and it's a very good save from Fabianski. Fingertip saves to deny Newcastle again. This time, St. Maximin, who you'd say would deserve a goal as well. Corner the tune. All right, start taking the piss. Get the fourth. Oh, poor corner. It's allowed West Ham to come on the counter. Declan Rice. Oh! Now he took a bizarre deflection off Botman, but Pope got his hands to it. Let's have a look at the score at Old Trafford. See it is still 1-0. Did they kick off at the same time as us? Yeah, they did, I. Still 1-0 Man United. Our goal difference still well superior. And just for the crack, let's have a look at what the score is in El Clasico, Copa del Rey. 3-0 Real Madrid. 3-0 Real Madrid at Camp Nou. 3-1 on aggregate now. Vinicius Jr. and Benzema with a brace. That's a good point, that. I haven't seen a Maxi backflip in a while. Remember Southampton away? The last game before COVID, the Maxi backflips. Callum Wilson's currently down here. Let's see what happened. On the halfway line. Emerson. Is he late again? Get that dirty bastard off, man. That's a stamp on Wilson. That's got to be a second yellow card at least for Emerson. How was nothing being given for that? He hasn't even went to VAR. That was a late stamp on Callum Wilson. He should be off by now, that Emerson, like. Pressure on Fabianski. Good press. Again, makes them put it out for a throw-in. Nathan UFC asking the same question. How has Emerson not been sent off? Oh, the boys are coming on. There is 3 changes happening for Newcastle United, and there's also 4 changes, maybe by the looks of it, for West Ham. But we'll focus on the Newcastle ones. And it is the ones you'd expect. Isak, Gordon and Willock all coming on for Newcastle with 28 minutes to go. Shaw Longstaff, edge of the area. Picks out Murphy. Can slot it. Oh! Just past everyone. St. Maximin. Lines it up Bruno. Just intercepted by Rice. What is Byrne doing? Byrne, you need to bring Target on because Byrne is absolutely knackered. He's blown out his arse down, Byrne. He's absolutely shattered. He just I would say ran. He just jogged the ball out of play. 4 changes for West Ham, including Corney and Danny Ings. Oh. So we'll change the team for you at the bottom. Antonio's coming off for West Ham. Obviously, the focus on the home team first. I'll edit this team for you at the bottom in a second. Ben Rama is off for West Ham as well. Corney is on. Maxwell Corney, who was linked to Newcastle as well. He's been injured for a few months. Danny Ings, good striker, just too injury prone. Sofal coming on as well for West Ham. Four changes for Moisey. There's going to be 3 changes for Newcastle. Once we can get confirmation of them, that'll be lovely. We've got our own substitution of ourselves.
I roll on, roll off.
Oh, there we go. So you came on for Wilson, have you? Wilson for Wilson.
Aye. Wilson for Wilson, aye.
Hi, how's it going, mate, Harry?
Aye, not bad, mate. Not bad. Just catching up with the game. Had it on in the background. Looks like it's been doing alright. Not too shabby.
No, it's been good. Like, it's been good. I mean, we were a bit sloppy towards the end of the first half, but we've been pretty clinical. Could have been more again, but we've been decent. Like, been decent, and we've made the 3 subs now. Just need to find out who Gordon, Isaac, and Willock have came on for. Looks like Wilson's off.
Aye. I like them subs. Like, good to see Isaac coming on for the last half hour, and Gordon and I. Like, Gordon needs some game time. Like, he's looked sharp every time he's came on. Just needs a few more minutes under his belt, and I don't know. Would they take Wilson off? Like, he's on for a hat trick. Like, any like I think he'd be the obvious substitution for Isaac.
Wilson, Murphy, and St. Maximin have came off for Willock, Gordon, and Isaac. So let me just change that for you lot on here.
Murphy's come off,
Murphy, I'm good he didn't get that goal, man. Did you see that chance that Murphy had?
He deserves it for how well he's been playing and out, to be fair. Like,
nah. Deserves that goal. There's the team lot for you lot. The changes that have happened. All at the top there for you is Willock, Gordon, and Isaac. So again, it was Maxi, Murphy, and Wilson that has came off, and West Ham made 4 changes themselves. Ben Rama and Antonio came off for Corney and Ings. And there was another 2 as well. Suchek and Kara came off. Downs and Kufal came on. Whoever the hell Downs is. Never heard of him before.
Flynn Downs, man. Yeah, Flynn Downs, haven't you?
Oh, is that Flinsies, is it?
Aye, big Flynn.
Aye.
I think they must be pushing Joey out onto the left, and others must be Joey, Isaac, and Gordon up front.
You got Willock on the left midfield there, Julian a little bit forward by the looks of it for now. Got Jimmy in the chat asking how you are, mate. How's Keg?
Hello, Jimmy. Good to see you, mate. Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Good to see you all. How's everyone doing?
Good stuff.
It's nice to see we're doing so well. Like I know like West Ham haven't had the best of seasons, but like they're always a bit of a dodgy team, aren't they? I think like we usually have a decent record against them, but like going off history and stuff, like David Moyes a couple of years ago at West Ham, like when Jesse Lingard was there, they were like pushed for top 4. Like they're a really dangerous team. So even though like they've been struggling this year, I think it's like we're doing well to like kind of push them off the ball. Like I think we've like other than, like you say, like that last kind of like 15 minutes of the first half, looks like we've dominated so far. Like,
oh, I have dominated. Like I mean, especially the start of the game was brilliant. We've scored at the perfect time, obviously right at the start of both halves. That third one for them has just killed them off. But
yeah,
we played really well until I think the 2-0 might have happened a bit early. Like we seem to just sit back a little bit, as you probably would do away from home when you're 2-0 up. But it's good that they've had a good talking to off Howe and Tyndall, and they've sorted it out. And it's just like Man U, we could have scored more goals, but this time you've got to congratulate Fabianski. Really, he's pulled off some big saves.
Yeah,
but he has a chance for Newcastle on the break. Yeah, Joe Willock, fresh legs, bombing at West Ham.
Tackled by Gordon at the back there, and out to win possession back.
That's the kind of work rate required for Eddie Howe, in it. You'd see Almiron doing that, so Gordon stepping up. Sean Longstaff leaves it. Isaac gets it. Oh, good defending there, to be fair. From Emerson, who probably shouldn't be on the pitch, Keg. Did you see his couple of yellows that he should have had?
I've seen the one that people were calling for before, and to be fair, I think that would have been a harsh second yellow. I think it was a bit more like Botman cleared it, and Emerson just kind of clattered into. I think Botman more clattered into him than anything. So, like, as much as I would have loved to see a red card, don't get us wrong, but I think that would have been a harsh second yellow. To be fair, like, so I think that was the right call.
Longstaff was down there, but he's back up now. All right. So Monkey shoot asking where's Keg been? Where you been, Keg?
I'm here, mate.
He's there, man. You want to see him?
Right, yeah. Good to see you all.
Yeah. Like lockdown days, isn't it?
It is, huh?
Oh, West Ham with a cross in there just over Bowen's head. Goofal still got it. West Ham corner, 20 minutes left. Keep this tight for another few minutes, and we should be sound.
I missed the watch-alongs, but the majority of the watch-alongs came under Steve Bruce, so I didn't even enjoy them that much.
No, we didn't, did we?
It's fucking hard times on it.
No, it was awful, actually.
Couldn't get to the grounds, couldn't get fucking pissed on game day. Had to watch Steve Bruce's bollocks, fucking hustler up front and shit himself.
Those are really dark days, actually.
They really were horrendous.
Really hard times, anyway.
I nearly fucking give up on football in general. Me, I just couldn't be asked anymore.
Oh, definitely. We were doing videos on top movies to watch during lockdown. Weren't we? Remember that? top movies to watch through lockdown and shit.
Dry on content, thinking what the fuck we can't talk about.
Watching the good old games, watching 95, 96 seasons and that. Geordie Box.
They were good days. I enjoyed that.
Oh, they were good. Popcorn, chicken buckets and
that. That was like the first day of lockdown, I think, wasn't it?
Aye, strange times.
I know. But during them times, you were looking back on like the 95, 96 season with joy. You're thinking, imagine what it would be like to get this back again.
Now we've got it back. Now Sunday felt like 95, 96. It's still 1-0 Man United in the other game, but doesn't really matter when we're doing our job. We're still ahead of them.
It'd be nice for Brentford to get an equaliser, like.
Oh, it would, like.
Man like Ivan Toney.
He'll be up front on Saturday against us, won't he, Ivan Toney?
Oh, aye. I think it'll pick up a bit of momentum, though, like what we had like before the World Cup break, which is nice.
True. 4 wins in a row now, this, if we hold on.
Yeah, then like after the World Cup, we're just shite for so many games. It's like we just put everything in, like especially like Wilson and Trippier looked like they just gave absolutely everything to get to the World Cup, and then after that, it just looked like everyone was just deflated.
The cup final was just a massive distraction, and all. Even Eddie Howe's starting to admit that in press conference now. Yeah. He's actually starting to admit it now, and it's clear as day. Free kick to West Ham, dangerous area. Emerson's going to deliver it from the left-hand side. Bit of head tennis there between Antonio and Byrne. Danny Ings blocked by Joelinton. Paqueta looking to bring it down. Tidy footwork from the Brazilian. Rice. What
about?
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, corner. I thought that was our ball as well. Off Dan Byrne, who has looked shattered since the fucking first minute. I don't know why Matty Target's not getting any minutes. Why is Matty Target not getting any minutes?
I know, literally, like this time is like where we needed a little bit of rotation. So many games coming up. Matt Target needs some game time. Like, why the fuck's he not on?
Pope. Oh, he hasn't got it again.
Ooh,
What's Nick Pope doing there? He's got away with it this time. Zuma's looking for his second goal. West Ham's looking for the second goal. Pope looked like he spilt it. Let's have another look at this. He comes out. He's blocked off again, and you just look. Zuma doesn't get enough on it.
I think Zuma
Pope's a bit stranded.
I don't know what it was.
No, that's really scary and bad from Pope again, to be honest.
It's bad, that. Like.
Got away with that one. I've been seeing Pope scares me from corners. You and me both, man, in this game especially.
That was like one of the big things
from West Ham. I guess you're talking about Harrison Ashby. Still struggling with injury, Harrison Ashby, the young right back, but yeah, he needs to get plenty more game time in the academy. To be honest, he's not first team ready yet, but if he starts picking up his fitness, he may get a chance in the old European football next year or Carabao Cup football.
I think once he's fit, he needs to get himself into the under-23s, get a few games under his belt there.
He's played European football already for West Ham, so
should
be in the squad next season, hopefully.
Because he's only like still, was he like 20 or something like that? Is he even that?
I think he's 29, maybe 21. Gordon, yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh,
good ball, come on.
lead off. Sean Longstaff. Back to Gordon. Square, is it gotta be? Oh, Willock just doesn't get enough on it. Still there. Julian, Bruno shoots. Oh, I thought it was gonna go in.
Oh,
That looked like it was going in, but it's just
it
wide.
did, close.
Just wide. Good ball in from Gordon. Willock stretching.
Was not a saving there, was just wide. Nah,
Just wide, aye. Lovely reference, this. Reason for Pope's calling a mistake. We must not forget it's been raining.
It's
Ty,
been raining.
Classic fan cam from Ty, that back in the day, good few years ago now, that one. What was that again? When they got beat at the Emirates of West Brom or something, wasn't it? They turned the 8 on that. And they got beat or drew off someone dinked at home, Burnley or West Brom or something, and he was like, I've got to remember though, Robbie, it's been raining. And Robbie's like, it's been raining. And Robbie was like, it's raining for both teams.
Literally.
You've got to remember it's been raining.
Well,
he lives on his own planet, Ty, like, what a legend.
He's fucking off his tits, isn't
he? Can't wait to see him at St. James's Park next month. May we play Arsenal? It's going to be good. Ty loves a trip to St. James's Park and a good whinge, like, so I wouldn't mind seeing him whinge again.
I think it's the second last home game of the season, isn't it? I think Leicester's last, and then Arsenal just before that.
Less than 15 minutes to go now. Still 3-1 Newcastle.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of taking my foot a little bit off the pedal now, just trying to see the win through, knowing like how many like congested games are coming up with Brentford probably in mind at the weekend, and they need to kind of like overexert ourselves now. I think the 3 points are in the bag. Just see it out.
You can see the two teams have made a few changes as well, because there's not as much rhythm to the game now.
That was 7 changes at once, wasn't there? 4 for West Ham, 3 for us.
Aye.
I think that's the only subs, isn't there? Has there been any more? So we've still got, 2 more subs to make? I like to see Torres get a run out like. And
Jordan here, would you rotate Dubravka in as Pope has had a few poor games? Would you look at maybe starting Dubravka against Brentford or Villa the week after?
I wouldn't. I think Pope's our clear-cut number 1, and I wouldn't even say he's had a run of bad games. Like, he didn't even have to do anything really against Man United. I think defensively we were absolutely sound. So I wouldn't say that was a bad game. I can't remember when was his last bad game before that. Like, I wouldn't even say this is a bad game, to be fair. Like, looked a little bit ropey, like, collecting corners, but I wouldn't say that's a bad game. So, Pope's for clear-cut number 1. I think goalkeepers are one position where you don't really need to rotate. Like, they don't really overexert themselves. It's not like they're a central midfield box-to-box engine and out, like, you know what I mean? So, I think you got to stick with your number 1 goalkeeper. You don't need to rotate them unless he's picking up an injury or whatever. Yeah, not for me.
Nah, but going out West Ham this time, Pope does get something on it and punches it away. Still in the box though for West Ham. Rotate for the beautiful Karius though. See if that guy plays.
I mean, he's a beautiful man, but not about that life.
Would you keep him though? Would you keep him as a number 3 next year? Give him another deal. Or West Ham wanting the pen, but it looks like it's been given as a free kick. It was right on the area.
To be fair, it looked like he kind of just went over his legs a bit. Let's have a little look at this replay.
Willock on Bowen. That's definitely outside the box.
Played for that, man.
You can see what he's going to do there, can't you?
It's a mile out the box and out, but I don't know. I think that's more of a dive and all. That's harsh, that.
It is harsh.
Totally goes over him there. But in regards to Karius, I think is a third choice option, he's better than Mark Gillespie. So yeah, it's a big upgrade on Gillespie. But I think just depending on wages, really. Like, are you going to pay more than Gillespie to sit there as a third choice? I'd rather not. And he's foreign as well, whereas Gillespie kind of hits that like
homegrown quarter.
like a
Boom with a free kick right on the edge of the box. Oh, he was looking for goal, looking for the top corner. It's just fizzed over the bar. Zuma again, Lakin.
Gillespie, he's a homegrown player. He's onto cheap wages. I think a lot of people want to compete for at least a backup role. I don't think Gillespie gives a shit. I think he's more than happy to be a third, fourth choice option. Whereas, yeah, I don't know. I think it just depends, really, just depending on spending unnecessary wages on a third choice goalkeeper. So, yeah, if he wants to come in for the same amount of money as what Gillespie's on, then absolutely sound. I'm happy with that.
Wow, Sky are just showing there. West Ham fans leaving in the thousands. There's still 11 minutes to go here.
There.
11 minutes to go. If you scored in the next 5 minutes, that would make it a Navy 5 minutes left for Newcastle. You only need one more.
People leaving the grounds early. How
shocking,
quickly have you seen 2 goals be scored before? You can score 2
exactly.
goals in 2 minutes if you want to do. You know what I mean? There's still 12 minutes left. Why are you leaving?
Never forget Everton away, Lejeune.
Literally, exactly.
2 goals in 2 minutes there, wasn't it?
It's bad crack that. I would never leave a game that early, especially not with 2. If we were 5 goals down or something, then fair enough. But not just 2.
Nah. Poor that from the West Ham fans.
It is, I hate saying that.
Trying to beat the old London Underground, innit? What a good slaying interception there by
Tripp, yeah.
Good challenge by Anthony Gordon. Working hard there, getting back, getting stuck in.
He is, putting a foot in.
Bruno looking for an overhead through ball into Isak. Fabianski reads it, gives it away. Isak loves him. 4-1. 4-1, done and dusted. Alexander Isak, yet again. And Fabianski, who's had a great game, pulled off some really good saves, has had an absolute howler. And just like the third goal, West Ham have gifted Newcastle a 4th. And that is 4-1. 4-1 Isak. Get in.
Yeah, it is. All 4 of them have pretty been bad defending from West Ham. They've been really poor. For them being actually such a good team, you can see why they're in this relegation battle. All 4 of our goals have been relatively simple. They've fucked themselves out here.
It's a great ball by Bruno. The overhead through ball. Isak's onto the runners. Fabianski, you think he's done well. He's read the situation. He knees it into Isak's path.
Terribly.
And Isak just makes it look so simple. He's calm with it. Chests it. Little lobsies. Easy as that. Look, he just stands there.
Just watching it.
And watches it go in.
That is so proper shit.
Oh, that's a piss take, that. That's an absolute piss take. What about that?
Absolutely love it.
Wow, what a week for Newcastle. 2-0 over Manchester United. 4-1 as it stands in London.
Man. 4 goals, man. Get in. That was so classy, man.
Another comprehensive win for Newcastle. Another big statement as well, because I know West Ham were obviously struggling down there, but that makes the game hard because they're fighting for their lives. Mm-hmm. And tonight we've made it look easy. Yes, I think at times we mightn't have been up to 100%, but the games are coming thick and fast, and we've took the chances, and we've been gifted a couple of goals, but we've bossed it. We've bossed it.
Yeah,
and we gifted them their goal.
Yeah, another dominant performance. This is all we've ever wanted. Remember, the Steve Bruce days where we're getting 30% possession. All we've ever wanted to do is dominate games, and
in the box.
Now what we're doing.
Drags it wide.
Let's go.
Exactly. The difference. We mentioned the old watchalongs. The Brucey bar. How awful it was. It's a different planet we're living on now, isn't it? Well, I think the West Ham fans were right to leave, actually. Good on them.
Yeah, I know.
Good
Now
choice.
is where I would leave. There's only 7 minutes left, and now you're 3 goals behind. Fair enough. Now I would leave.
Now I would die. Now I would evacuate. Give me a striker from Sweden. 4 wins on the bounce. 4-1 win. Hands on hips.
I love how well he controlled that now. Like Fabianski tried to like put it over his head, but forgetting he's like 6'3" or something. If that was like Dwight Gale, it probably would have just went over his head and he'd been away.
We want 5. People are calling for in the chat. Dandy item. First time we've scored 4 goals since Southampton away in November. Been some good away games for the fans this season. Like,
this is what I love about Eddie Howe's team and all. Like, we're not just like thinking, oh, like that's it. Like, we're 3 goals ahead. Oh,
Target
coming on. Get in.
Wait, my Target's getting some minutes.
Well, like we always go for more. Like, people say that we're time wasters and we're shit houses. We're really not. Like, we just keep going for it. Like, Eddie Howe wants to score goals. Like, reverting back to like the Steve Bruce days, we'd get 1-0 up and park the bus. Like, that is not Eddie Howe's team. Like, we're 3 goals up now. We want to go 4 goals up. We want to go 5 goals up. We don't just rest on our laurels and think, oh, that's it. Like, we proper go for it.
I would do, like, and it's getting blown way out of proportion, this whole time wasting thing, like, isn't it? There's just a way of people to easily bite.
As if we're like the only team that would ever do it. Like, you know, like last minute you're a goal up. Everyone fucking time waste. Everyone puts the ball into the corner, but we don't even do it as much as other teams do. Like, we still go for it. We still want to try and get goals.
And the irony of Ten Hag having to go at us for doing it, and he did it straight away. From,
literally.
The kick-off
Every team would do it if you put into the situation where you need to. I hate like the negative media like spotlight on Newcastle, man. So it's always been the same.
No. Aye, so Newcastle, unlike in previous years where they could never buy a win in London, they're unbeaten in all the games they've played in the Premier League this season. London drew with Arsenal, beat Spurs, beat Fulham, beat West Ham, and I think they might be missing one more. But we are unbeaten. I think it's 6 away games in London so far this season. Oh, look at them next fixtures for Moisey. He's got Arsenal, really Liverpool, Man United, and Leeds at home.
I love how close that bottom is. Like, I'm so pleased that we're not in it this year. Well, like, if we were in it this year, I'd be shitting my pants. But like, there's only like 3 points between like the bottom like 7 or 8 or something. Like, it's mad that I love that.
Jesus, Javi Manquillos came on as well.
Oh, Eddie Howe's taking the piss, yeah.
I can't be asked to change the team now. He's taking the piss, I'll just put this on just to remind you to join after the live watch along for the match reaction. Blind man Q is on and he wins the header. Gives it back to Pope. He's on for Trippier.
Class. 10 out of 10 performance.
It feels like we are back in the Brushy days now with Manquillo not coming on.
I know. Where's Muto? Get Muto on.
Get Muto on the pitch. Muto and Jetro Williams.
I loved Williams.
Oh, aye, quality. Yellow card for Downs. That relegation battle would be absolutely awful to be involved in this. Yeah, like it would be no good for the old. For the old anxiety, it'd be horrible. That relegation. That's definitely a survival Sunday. That like.
Oh, isn't it? So exciting. How many teams? Like the teams that are in it now, like Everton, West Ham, Wolves. Like there's so many good teams in it, man. Leicester, Leicester's fucking 19th. Like Southampton's a decent team. Like Crystal Palace are getting pulled into it. There's so many good teams that could get relegated. It's mad.
We could make it 5. Yeah, Willock's on the break. Isaac on the left, loads of space. Gordon's getting forward. Once at the back post, Joelinton's hovering on the edge of the box. Isaac's Ngani himself. Oh, tackled.
No. Couple little step overs there. Cheeky.
Might target. Willock inside instead. He has Gordon. You're going to get a shot
Gordon.
away.
He's
He
on,
thought
so
about the
fix
lay
that.
off to Manquillo, which would have been the better option, but he realised it was Manquillo and thought, I'm not going to do that. 1 minute left. What a shout that is by 10 him. Lazaro.
Lazaro. I like Lazaro. He just never really got much of a chance, did he?
I thought he was alright. Remember we watched him at West Brom away, didn't we, in the cup? He was good then.
Yeah, he was really good, and he got a goal.
Big question, lads. If you had to choose one signing, Isaac, Botman, or Bruno, who would it be? That is such a hard question. I'd go Bruno still. I think I'd go Bruno.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'd probably do the same, but it's hard though, isn't it? Because it's literally defense, midfield, up front. Like they bring so many different things to the team. But I think Bruno's class has just been just so quality. I think he's been one of our best signings.
Like what a ball that is by Bruno into Julian, running at Zuma. Have a shot away, lad. It's 5. It's 5-1.
Yes. As we said, that pass by Bruno, that pass was sensational.
That was perfectly timed. And Julian puts it home for his brace. It is a brace for Julian. It is 5 for Newcastle. It is 3rd in the league. It is easy. Get in, man. Joe Linton, he was on the deck as well after he scored. He got wiped out. Didn't matter.
I don't know.
We're just talking about Bruno, like you said. What a pass that is. His pass for the Isaac goal. That pass there. Joe Linton on left-hand side now. And we're talking about the Brucey days. He couldn't score for shit, could he, back then? He couldn't get the ball on target.
Yeah,
now look at
the difference that Eddie Howe's, like the confidence that he's brought in him. Like if that was in the Brucey days, he probably just shanks that into the stands. But that's such a good finish.
Or like he probably gets nothing behind it, you know what I mean, and just rolls in the keeper's hands. But that is bottom corner. Fabianski, should he do better? Maybe. Gets a hand to it.
Maybe.
But who cares? It's 5-1. There's 4 minutes of added time. It's going to be 6 soon.
I hope so.
5-1. Wow. What a night for those away fans. What a night for those away fans down London, eh?
Declan Rice just runs out of play.
Declan Rice had enough. He wants to run all the way to Chelsea, that could.
Look how empty the stand is, man.
Jesus. White seats everywhere. And there's the travelling Geordies. The shirts are off. Thankfully it's not pasty.
I didn't really see that again, though.
Class, man. Singing in the rain. The Geordies are singing and dancing in the rain. Two minutes left.
Big Joe. Have some of that, man.
2 from Jordan on, 2 from Wilson, and 1 from Isaac.
Class, man. Such a good performance.
Second half's been amazing, like.
Yeah.
We're still going for 6 as well. Look at Bruno looking for another through ball. That one doesn't quite pay off.
Time wasting though.
Aye.
That is time wasting.
It's like, there's time wasting from us, like.
I hate trying to score 6 goals.
He's got you got Eric Ten Hag calling we're boring and that, annoying. They've only put 1 past Brentford at home, where we're putting 5 past West Ham away. Who's boring now, Eric?
What was my score against Brentford earlier in the season? We smashed them, didn't we?
Smashed them, aye. Was it not 5-1 or something?
4-0, 5-1, aye, something like that. I'm taking the piss now.
It's passing it around, isn't it? Danny Ings has been on half an hour. He hasn't even touched the ball.
I forgot he came on before. I seen him on the edge of the box before. I was like, oh, it's Danny Ings. That's full time in the Man United game there, 1-0.
Is it 1-0? Well, our goal difference is still way up. And it's full time at the London Stadium as well. West Ham 1, Newcastle 5, third in the league. Goal difference through the roof. And we are absolutely flying. How is that for a Wednesday night?
Oh, mate, that's unbelievable, man. That's what it's all about. Like especially these like busy spells and all that. You kind of worry, like, is our squad good enough when you're relying on the likes of Javier Manquillo and you got like Matt Ritchie and people like that there. You think like, can we survive this period with some good teams up and coming now, but beating Man United 2-0 at home, smashing West Ham on the road away, man. Like, man, you can't get any better than that.
You can't, like, what a thrashing this is tonight. I've even got my mum messaging saying, what a game, E-I-E-I-O. she doesn't even realise, I used to like football now. She's enjoying this. Look at what the new takeover's done. Look at what Eddie Howe's done.
She didn't watch a single game under Steve Bruce.
Good. I wish I hadn't. Oh, brilliant stuff. An easy night out for Newcastle, and it'll be a big night out for those travelling Geordies in London tonight as well.
What a win.
Wow, the confidence that brings as well now. The confidence that brings for going forward to Brentford and everything else. It's just...
it's so important for, like you said before, like the goal difference. Like, we're already miles ahead of Man United, who only scored 1 today. I think after Saturday's performance, I think they were on +4, whereas I think we're on like +22 or something. So now we'll be on like +26. Oh, it'll be on here. There we go. +26, and they're on +5. Absolutely pissing it. Even Tottenham's only +12. Like, in terms of goal difference, we're absolutely smashing it.
We all like, and you know, it may come down to goal difference now for third.
Could do, yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? It is that tight in terms of points there, and if Spurs win their game, so it could do. It's been fantastic. What a game to come back and do a watch along for. 5 goals.
Hell yeah.
Happy days. Well, and Keg, it's been good to see you again, mate.
Watchalongs.
Yeah, never used to get these on. Not used to this stuff.
You used to get the 5-1 defeats to like Man City and that, like. But...
Oh, them used to be pain. Remember having to tune in no more, just kind of concede at least 5 goals.
Yeah, no. So do we need to do a watch along today?
Well, we're in lockdown, me as well. You've got no else to do. Shall we start to think about Champions League football? Absolutely. Absolutely, we should.
Just need to try and keep our feet on the ground, though. Don't let our heads get in the clouds like we did for the cup final. Like, just take it game by game. Think about that in the summer when we get it. Like, but for now, we just need to do what Eddie Howe says. Just concentrate on the next game ahead of us. Just concentrate on Brentford and not more. That's it.
That's it, right? Because after that, let's go off to a good start. There's 3 tough away games coming up. West Ham's ticked off. Brentford next and Aston Villa the following Saturday lunchtime. And then we're back at home in what will be a massive game at home with Spurs. But for now, let's concentrate on this one. Enjoy this winter night. Move on to Saturday against Brentford.
Hell yeah.
Right then, Keg. That'll do. I'm going to do a live reaction now. So people join me in 5-10 minutes or so for a match reaction. Keg, enjoy the rest of your night, mate. Good seeing you.
Yeah. No worries. You too, mate. Cheers. See you later.
Take it easy. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to Magpie Channel TV. And we'll see you on the next one.
Ta-da.